The third episode of Bleach's 1,000-Year Blood War has dropped, and like the first two, this is a great episode. This show just keeps on delivering the hits, keeps on upping the violence level, and it just keeps on hitting you with all those brutal kills that people who have read the manga have seen, but have maybe the anime Bleach follower has never seen before. So it's really cool to get to see this kind of translated to the animation style. And in the age of Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer and stuff like modern animes where there's a lot more gratuitous violence, Bleach finally stepping into that world is really awesome, and I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of all the violence I've seen so far. This episode picks up exactly where the last one left off. Ichigo racing in Wako Mundo towards Kurge-opi, and the characters of the Quincy's are kind of behind the scenes doing their plotting still. The Soul Society's getting ready to kind of prepare for the next attack, which they said it's going to be 5 days, but it isn't. They come a little sooner due to some events in this episode. So what was really stood out to me in this episode, as far as like coolest things to see, I gotta give it to the Kurge-opi, just kind of taking it to the three Arankar and just absorbing the their amalgamation form that they make. I can't remember the goddamn thing's name, but he absorbs it into himself using his powers to absorb reishi, which you've seen Uryu do in the anime to an extent, but not like this. I mean, it's absorbing all the reishi. It's eating away at the people who have copious amounts of reishi in them. So it was pretty cool to see that kind of translate with their skins flaking off, and obviously Ichigo's got to figure that shit out pretty quick, and he does. But I can't wait to see that fight come to a conclusion. I don't know if it'll be in next week's episode that fight finishes, because there's still one pretty cool thing that happens that needs to happen, and that might kind of translate over to 2 episodes maybe. But either way, this season's flying right along. The next thing, and probably the thing that I thought was the coolest in this episode, a character I've waited to see for a while, that was Bazz showing up. So the Sternritter decide that they're gonna make their attack on their invasion of the Soul Society right now. The reason they do that, guys, they haven't said it yet in the anime, so slight spoiler here, but is because Ichigo, who was one of their high war threats that they have like mapped out, since he's in Wako Mundo, they're like, now's the time to attack, because they don't have to worry about him coming to Soul Society right now because he's detained elsewhere. So slight spoiler there. Apologize if you haven't seen that, but it's pretty cool when he shows up too. So it's this attack. They all show up. They're technically the first invasion, and my God, to see Bazz just fucking blown away all these characters, it's incredible. He blows away the dude with the fucking crooked sword there. I can't remember his name ever. The blonde dude. I mean, straight out of the comics. It's just the cutaway to the hole in his chest and his shoulder gone, his arm off, and it's like, oh man. If this is your first time ever seeing that, you must be like, holy shit, that's a main character! Like, a main character. Like, the first episode, you saw Sasakibe get, thrown to the wall and killed, but he's been a side character forever. And not that, what's-his-face isn't a side character, but just he's a little more main character worthy than Sasakibe. So to see him just fucking cut down like that, you're like, oh shit. And then his men like try to stand up to Bazz, and Bazz just fucking does the flame finger, the burner finger, and just fucking blows the dude's fucking head off. And like, oh my God, such gratuitous violence. I love it. I'm here for it, man. And then you get Oryu's story, which he's starting to look into, the Quincy backstory and what's going on here. He's going to play a major part in the season moving forward. I don't think anyone is going to be surprised when you see him, what he does. It's something that's been done in other animes. He kind of does a get behind the enemy lines sort of thing, like fake alliance. So again, spoiler there, guys. I'm sorry, but the manga's been out for years, so. But anyway, so it's interesting to see him kind of starting to put the pieces together and where his story is going to go from here. But yeah, man, this episode did not disappoint. I can't wait till next week's episode. The question is for you guys. Have you seen the third episode of Bleach's 1,000-Year Blood War? If you have, what were your favorite parts of the episode? I bet it was the Bazz stuff, because that shit was fire. Anyways, let me know what you thought in the comments. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll come at you with more 1000 Year Blood War reactions next Monday. See ya.